Hello, this is Brian Hegney, instructor of Game and Interactive Media Design. And what I'm going to do here now is pretty much go ahead and save this as Gun05, and I'm going to add an edit poly, and I'm basically going to now attach every single component to this. Match material. Ew. Well, I don't like that. That's for certain. I'm not sure what's going on there. I don't know why that turned black. Wow. Not sure why that turned black. Oh my god. Holy groly. Oh, lordy loo. Okay. I'm gonna pause this while I figured out what the heck just happened. Alright, I'm back. I actually restarted this. I think I need to make all of these unique. I'm not quite certain. Oh, did it work? Okay, make unique. Make unique. Make these unique. Good. Now I think I can click on attach and match material. Let's do that. Turn that off. Anything crazy going on here? Okay. I still have this really weird thing, and honestly, I'm not sure what's going on with that. That wanted to go to a material number 7. I am not sure why that wanted to go to a material number 7. Let's select that. I did set match material to material IDs. It just deleted that again. Honestly, I don't know why Max is behaving like this. I know I say that all the time. You'll see the next thing I want to show you that I did was I actually took one of these then and gave it an edit poly, and I tried attaching the gun to it. Match material to material. How about do not modify material ID? Materials. So I chose to not modify those. Do not modify, do not modify, do not modify. And I guess that seems to be working pretty well. And after attaching and choosing not to modify any of them, this is an entire object. I'm going to go ahead and call this the gun. Sure, I'm going to go ahead and save this because I just did a lot of stuff. I want Gun05 to kind of remain undone. Okay, now here's the cool thing about this, or you might think this is cool or not cool, I'm not sure. If I go to Edit Poly, no, not Edit Poly, if I go to Unwrap UVW, all of the work I did previously is not gone, okay? It's all still there. And if I open up the UV editor, it's like all over the place, okay? Well, here's the deal. If I want to use one single file for this gun, I'm going to have to readjust everything, and I can actually just select everything and click. I'm going to uncheck rescale because basically the rescale option says like it might favor blowing up something that I can barely even see and shrinking like this piece down. I really want this piece to be big here. So I'm going to uncheck rescale so it doesn't screw up my own scaling. I've already rotated things the way that I want them, so I'm not going to have it rotated. I'm just going to pack it, normalize. And there. Now all of these components are kind of fitted together. The only thing I might want is, like, I might want all these pieces of the handle together. So I'm going to actually take a moment now and rearrange this. So, like, all of these things here, And these can actually be placed on top of each other. That might actually be more fun and helpful. So like this can actually be placed on top of that. That can be placed on top of that. And so I basically use the pack normalize to kind of start the process. There. Once we get all of this stuff set, I might want to scale these all up just a little bit, again, so that the texture is big. I want the big stuff to be big, and the stuff that I don't see, I'm okay with that stuff being small. Okay, and when I say big, I mean I want to see a lot of the texture. So like this E6, you think, hey, that's big. No, that's not the kind of big I'm looking for. I'm going to put all of these on top of each other for right now. Let's see, these... Where is that guy? This guy's here. And this guy's here. And that means these can actually be smaller because they're not even seen. So I can make these two really small. And these two, I need them to be separate, but they can be a little bit bigger. And so the thing you have to note about these is that when I say bigger, I want them to be higher resolution. And so that actually means the text on these is going to be smaller. Again, the larger the islands are, these elements are in the UV, the smaller the text is going to be, and that means it's higher resolution. So that's actually good. This thing right there, yeah, I want that to be pretty big. What is that? So I'm going to kind of look at all of these different things. What is that? That's not even visible, I don't think. Oh, there it is. So that's that. These can actually overlap because those are just going to be metal. That's a fine size. These can yeah, they can overlap. Now, if I'm going to have writing on anything like alien insignias, maybe I might not want to have these overlap. But I'm not going to do that here. So I might have like alien lettering here on these parts of the handle. But this I want there. And so this is like a fine little dance of referring to the reading that I'm having you read, how many seams you have, how many different like islands or elements you have. The more elements you have, the less distortion there is, but the more seams you have, that means the more seams you have. And the more seams you have, the more likely it is someone is going to see your seam, and that's not fun. And the other question is, of course, is how tightly you pack all of these things. What are these circles? These circles are not even helpful. Are they? Those are these things in here. I can put all of these on top of each other. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and kind of have fun with this and kind of move these all around. I'm going to pause this and I'll bring it back when I'm done. Alright, so that took a little bit of time, and what I ended up doing was basically, I didn't unwrap anything else. I didn't touch the unwrapping tools. I just moved them around, and like I moved every single one of the unwrapped cylinders for these barrels and placed them on the exact same spot, because if they're going to get the exact same treatment with a little bit of whiteness at the tips, much like in right here, they're all going to get the same stuff. So it's okay to have them overlap. If you ever Google for how to unwrap, you may see people say, oh, you have to separate everything. Everything cannot overlap, or nothing can overlap. That's actually not true. They can overlap on this first layer. There is a second layer that you don't have to know about right now where they can't overlap, but Unreal Engine automatically does that for us. So if you have things that share the exact same property, go ahead and allow them to overlap. So everything's unwrapped. That's great. Everything's moved around in my little space here. And what you'll notice is, like, I made this really big in my map, or in my edit UVW editor, so that I can get the higher resolution here. All right, on the actual handle. Great. I'm going to X this out. I'm going to save as, obviously, save that as Gun07. And now I can just do the, oh, look at those, look at all of these green lines. Now, these green lines are the seams, so it's not perfect. There are places where I would love to do it over. Obviously, this is a mistake right here, but guess what? Don't really care about that at the moment. I am second guessing whether or not this seam should be here. Ugh, probably not. But for the most part, it looks pretty good. If I were to do this again, I would remind myself, oh my god, Higney, make sure these seams are on the inside so that we don't see the seam here. This green seam should actually be in the inside. Ugh, so disappointed in myself for that one, but oh well. Alright, in the next video I'm going to show how we unwrap that. Or how we render to texture. Bye!